Marcelo, the Kyrie Luka piece, I'm just not so sure it's going to work. The Kyrie piece, can I see him not blow up a franchise? And then you add the Luka piece, I'm just not so sure he makes his teammates better. I'm just not. It reminds me of the 2008 Celtics where Paul Pierce still just had to figure out how to let everybody else eat. What do you think, Marcelo? Yeah, I hear people say this is the best offensive backcourt in the NBA, and I'm just like, wait, what? But then I think about it, and I could see where they're coming from because both of these guys, right, they should work together. They should work alongside one of another. But if you want to say, oh, well, Kyrie's going to figure it out, well, what, do they just not show documentaries in Dallas? I mean, it's definitely possible. Yeah, I just think the Dallas Mavericks head to New Orleans to take on the Pelicans, and they take care of business once again, winning 136-124. The final score of this game, not very indicative of what this game actually felt like. This was a blowout in every sense of the word. The Mavericks had a 29-point lead at one point in this game before letting the Pelicans kind of get a little bit closer in the fourth. This is a game after the Mavericks put up 144 points against the Los Angeles Clippers, 280 points in a two-game span for this team. That's only the third time in history the Mavs have scored that many points in a two-game stretch. 42 points scored in the third quarter. The Mavs are one of only three teams this season to have three quarters of 40 or more points, joining the Boston Celtics and the Indiana Pacers, who the Mavericks are now tied with, according to Cleaning the Glass, for the most efficient offense in the NBA, an offensive rating of 122.4. That would be the most efficient offense in the history of the NBA if that were to hold over the course of a full season. And wait, hold on a second. Are you telling me that one of the most talented and skilled playmakers of our generation got paired with one of the most dynamic scoring guards in the history of the league, and he's starting to make it work? That can't be possible. They said it wasn't possible. Luka and Kyrie are starting to cook, folks, and it's starting to look good. They had moments and flashes a year ago, right, where that game where they both scored 40-plus points against the Sixers, but you could tell that it was a little bit rough, right? You could tell that it was my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn. Very rarely was it within the flow of the offense. That's starting to change dramatically here. The Mavericks offense is firing on all cylinders. It's just easier if I show you the plays. I'm going to rattle off a few stats here just so you get some context, and then we'll just go right to it and look at some of the plays, all right? Luka last night, 30 points on 11 of 18 shooting in only 28 minutes. Kyrie, 35 points on 13 of 20 shooting, 7 of 10 from deep in only 29 minutes. According to Studio 41, it's only the 11th time in NBA history a duo has had 30 points each in under 30 minutes each. For Luka now, 74 points over his last two games in only 60 combined minutes. That's the second most points he's ever scored in a two-game stretch playing 60 minutes or less. I thought for sure this would be the most, but he did have a stretch last year where he went off against the Pistons and then was going off against the Pelicans, the same game that he tried to dunk on Jonas Valanciunas and fucked his heel up and really kind of derailed the Mavericks season. Let's look at some of the on-off numbers for Kyrie and Luka compared to where it was a season ago. Last season, Luka and Kyrie on the floor, +3. So they win the minutes, but it's not really impressive, and it's not by any noticeable margin. Kyrie on the floor and Luka off, +9. Luka on the floor and Kyrie off, -16. So for a duo this high-powered, you would like to see them outscore their opponents a little bit more when they're both on the floor together to offset any of the minutes when they're not on the floor together. And this year, Luka and Kyrie on the floor together, +8. That's much better with a 126 offensive rating. Luka on and Kyrie off, +10. Kyrie on and Luka off, +3. So they're doing a great job. They're winning the minutes when they're both on the floor together, and they're also winning the minutes when they're staggering, and one of them's on the floor and the other is off. And when they're both off so far this season, they're -17. So just something to keep in mind. And again, all of this is happening within the flow of the offense. That's what makes it so beautiful. Luke is averaging his lowest field goal attempts in the last 3 years. His usage rate is the lowest it's been since his rookie season, yet he's still leading the league in scoring. He's still third in assists per game. Right, Kyrie is averaging the second most assists in his career. It's obvious in how much they're getting out in transition. 14% of their possessions this season are in transition. That's 23rd in the league. They are third in points per possession, so they're incredibly efficient. If that 23 number doesn't seem that impressive to you, here's where the Mavericks have ranked since they drafted Luka, okay? Starting from last year, going backwards, right? 30th, 29th, 30th, 30th, 28th. Their ranks in efficiency since he was drafted, 30th, 28th, 18th, 26th, 29th. So they've never gotten out and right in transition. They don't do it that much this year, but they're doing it much more, and they're much better at it, and I think it really helps the offense. Again, man, it's just easier if I show you this poetry in motion. Here are some clips. Well, for whatever reason, Bally Sports' replay of this game isn't working. Classic Bally Sports. And because of League Pass's stupid-ass blackout rules, I can't watch this game for another 3 days on League Pass. So I'm having to rely on the clips I got during the game. And I'll let you in on something. For whatever reason, during games lately, I've accidentally been picking up my microphone while I'm streaming these games and getting clips. So you'll hear stuff like this. On the dribble, long two, live with the results. When they're in unison. Yes, sir. Good work. And I've been accidentally tweeting out these clips. So if you've noticed it on Twitter, just know I'm not doing it intentionally, all right? And it's just my dumbass fault. All right, but anyways, this is the type of play I'm talking about right here when it comes to getting out in transition. Off of a rebound, first and foremost, good job by Lively. Out in space on Brandon Ingram, right? I got to mute this. Something about hearing my voice is really pissing me off. Luka brings the ball up slowly. Kyrie just floats to the wing. Not great transition defense. Knockdown three. I mean, that's the benefit of Luka and Kyrie. Luka can pass the ball to Kyrie Irving for a three. Kyrie Irving. First and foremost, phenomenal job here. Grant Williams on Zion. I thought the Mavericks did a tremendous job blocking off Zion, preventing driving lanes, just putting bodies on him at all times. Forces a miss here. Mavs get the rebound, and immediately Kyrie pushes the pace, head of steam. This is the aggressiveness in the first half of games we've been waiting for, right? And it's been 20 points in the first half in each of the last 2 games. So very encouraging stuff for the Mavericks. And I don't think it's a coincidence that they've won both games in blowout fashion. Luka's just, the fact that Luka's capable of doing shit like this, it's just every game he throws a pass that makes you scratch your head until it bleeds. Here he is right here. Just whips a little wraparound pass to Grant Williams, Derrick Jones Jr. in the corner. He misses, but those are shots that we absolutely love. What a pass by Luka. It's the red shoes, I'm telling you. When the red shoes come on, he sees red. There are cases to be made that Luka Doncic has been a top 2 or top 3 shooter in the NBA this year, right? Mavs off of a miss. Going to go quickly here. We love to see it. Get into their action about 6 seconds into the shot clock. A little high pick and roll with Dwight Powell, and that's just enough space right there. Dyson Daniels tries to go under. Luka, he's hot. He's red hot. Even off of a make, Kyrie Irving is willing to push the pace. This is something the Mavericks have desperately needed. Brandon Ingram, tough shot. Got to tip your cap. Why are these clips so fucking... it feels like I'm playing a Bethesda game with how shitty these frame per seconds are. But Kyrie off of a make. Beautiful finish with the left hand through traffic right there. Just putting pressure on the rim. 6-7 seconds into a shot clock? Man, there is a lot to like about this sequence right here. Derek Lively gets the ball. They fake a little dribble handoff here. Dyson Daniels sells out to stop it. Luka relocates for a 3. He misses it, but that's some of that off-ball movement. Very subtle off-ball movement, and Luka gets a nice little finish there off the offensive rebound. Little subtle off-ball movements like that have really been sorely lacking in Luka's game. And it's not that he's been incapable of doing it. It's just that he hasn't. And this year, that's just really nice read right there. Dyson Daniels, again, sells out to go over, thinking it's going to be a dribble handoff. Luka just relocates. Gets a great look. Can't be mad at that at all. If I told you, despite Kyrie Irving's slow start to the season shooting-wise, he is now up to 40% from 3. That is how quickly things can change in this league. Luka brings the ball up, rifles a pass to the corner. Tim Hardaway Jr., nice extra pass. Kyrie Irving wide open for 3. So just think about so much defensive attention has to be paid to everybody on the floor here. Obviously, you have Luka, who's going to get trapped immediately. They got to put bodies on Derek Lively, right? You got 4 guys basically guarding 2 here. Because they're worried about Derek Lively's roll to the rim. They're worried about Luka, obviously. That puts the defense in a real tough spot. Jordan Hawkins is basically covering 2 guys here. Great skip pass by Luka. Hawkins goes to the corner. Brandon Ingram doesn't get out in time on Kyrie. Easy 3. How about this? Another Kyrie Irving basket 6 or 7 seconds into the shot clock off of a make. Again, a tough little shot right there by Brandon Ingram. Tip your cap. He had a few nice baskets in this game. But the Mavericks are going to get up the court quickly. Here comes Kyrie Irving. High screen by Derek Lively. Jonas Valanciunas, you're way too fucking far down. I'm pulling up. I'm Kyrie Irving. Oh, and I want the foul. Just look at this. Just look at this screen grab right here. Now ask yourself, is this what you want to see defensively? The on-ball defender with his back turned, running into the play, calling for a switch mid-play. Now, people on Twitter are saying this was supposed to be a little heel switch here, but it just never happened. But still, a hilarious play. Record scratch, Jonas Valanciunas. How did I get here? I don't know if that's what Jonas Valanciunas sounds like. If I offended any Lithuanians, I'm sorry. He's from Lithuania, right? I'm offending a lot of people right now. Look at Luka right here. Jonas Valanciunas wants no business being a part of this play. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Crosses him over into a switch. Just disgusting. Look at Kyrie. Kyrie really enjoys the handles. and when a player does a nasty move. Kyrie loves it. Look at him. I've noticed that. Anytime Jade Hardy does something smooth, Kyrie's always the most hype one. This is enough. This is enough to make a grown man cry right here. Oh, Kyrie with the ball. Luka, a little slip on an off-ball screen, and Kyrie finds him. Luka with the layup. Oh, I looked up some of the numbers here. Kyrie's currently averaging 1 assist per game to Luka, and Luka's averaging a little over 1 assist per game. I think it's like 1.8 assists per game to Kyrie. Those numbers are way up from where they were a season ago when these two played 15 games together, I believe. But these are the type of things you just love to see. 16 games together is what they played, actually. The slip, the pass, Luka with the finish. Here's one thing I forgot to mention in the video that I'm just going to mention right now, okay? It's clear and obvious what the Mavericks have done as a franchise in the offseason. They got off some of the guys on the roster who were capable catch-and-shoot guys but could not do anything else offensively, had no idea what to do with the ball in their hands. That has changed this year. And you look at the grouping on the floor right now for the Mavericks. It's Tim Hardaway Jr., it's Kyrie Irving, it's Josh Green, it's Dwight Powell, it's Luka Doncic. All of these guys are capable passers in their own right? Like, obviously, you don't want the ball in Tim Hardaway Jr.'s hands. Obviously, you're not using Dwight Powell as an offensive hub or anything like that. But they're capable passers, and they can make smart decisions with the ball. What? Tim Hardaway Jr.? Yeah, he's been good this year. He just has. All right, and this is what I'm talking about. Into the half here. Beautiful sequence. Luka to Dwight Powell, and Dwight Powell doesn't panic, just gets it out to the corner, and Kyrie Irving is shooting another wide-open three. Like, just the fact that this guy is getting this many wide-open looks is incredible. Do not ask me to stand up right now. Whatever you do not ask me to stand up. Luka baits Dyson Daniels into throwing this pass, gets a steal, jumps the passing lane, nice play. Nutmegs Dyson Daniels. He was definitely trying to get that ball, but Kyrie takes it, leaves it for Luka, and Luka with a bit of a head of steam in transition is not going to miss at the rim. These are the plays that we've just been sorely lacking throughout Luka's whole entire career. And now he's just getting easy baskets like this fed to him by another tremendous offensive player in Kyrie Irving. Beautiful. Just so many sequences in this game that really do make you shed a tear. I mean, this is just beautiful stuff. And here's the thing. The Mavericks are playing beautiful basketball this year. What a block by Derek Lively right there. That's not an easy shot to block. And Kyrie's just going to pull up and transition. When you're hot, you're hot. And look, I'm just going to be brutally honest. The Mavericks have not had a guy capable of doing this in the Luka era because Brunson was not doing this in the Luka era. He just wasn't. He might be doing it now. That's not the type of JB we saw. There was a stretch in the third quarter of this game where 27 of the 31 points scored by the Dallas Mavericks were either scored or assisted by Luka Doncic. And again, it's not even like Luka playing Luka ball and everyone just kind of standing around and letting Luka cook. It was all within the flow of the offense. Here he comes right here. Dyson Daniels, you're too slow. Zeller, you're not even on my, you're basically invisible to me. No offense, Mr. Zeller. You're basically invisible to Luka Doncic when it comes to this shot right here. And when he's cooking, that shot's going in every single time. Again, Dyson Daniels, you got to be quicker. I thought Dyson Daniels did a pretty good job, but a little slow to recover on that screen, and that's all the space Luka needs right there. Luka checks out of the game. All right, it's Kyrie's turn to put the nail in the coffin, finish this game, and that's exactly what he does. James Robinson Earl, you are a barbecue chicken, my friend. Tasty. Oh, just sauced. I mean, no chance in the world. Good Lord. Sauce. What's y'all's favorite sauce? Leave it down in the comments below. I think I like both. It's just insane how many great looks this team's generating. No team attempts more threes than the Mavericks. No team makes more threes than the Mavericks. No team attempts more open threes than the Mavericks. No team attempts more corner threes than the Mavericks. And it can get a little frustrating as a fan when they're not hitting their shots because your first instinct is to say, stop bombing threes, stop bombing threes. It's hard. That's their game plan. Their game plan is Luka's going to generate so much attention, right? Luka and Kyrie are going to generate so much attention when they drive that there's going to be so many open threes. And over the course of a season, right, those threes are going to drop at a pretty good rate. And you're going to have a very good chance of beating teams, especially teams like the Pelicans who do not shoot threes and do not shoot threes well when it's a math game at the end of the day. And if you're capable of bombing away from three and the other team isn't, you got a very good chance at winning. And the Pelicans, the vibes are fucked. The vibes are horrific. They're very, very bad currently. They're only 4-6. They're injured yet again. They're just decimated by injuries, right? But God, Zion does not look very good currently. He just does not look very good. Brandon Ingram, it's just, I respect his game. He's capable of hitting incredibly tough shots, and you really got to tip your cap to him. But the offense just flows so disgustingly. Like, I just don't see the vision really most of the times. I don't know what's in store for them. I'm sure we'll talk about them more over the course of the season. Anyways, this is just a big egg in the face moment for a lot of NBA analysts who thought Luka and Kyrie couldn't work together. Why? Why do you think one of the most skilled and talented playmakers we've really ever seen in the league can't make it work with one of the most dynamic, skilled on-ball and off-ball guards the league has ever seen. Sometimes you just got to sit back and look at yourself in the mirror and ask some hard questions.